2024 was a year of breakthrough. So I made 87 videos, 1.3 million views, and my best year financially here on YouTube. I even got invited to Apple's first store opening here in Malaysia, as well as the launch of the official Google Pixel 9/Google Pixel phone here in Malaysia as well. And after years of experimenting, I realized that long form videos is what I really enjoy making, and you, the audience, has really enjoyed it as well. But 2024 wasn't without its own problems, because there are several videos that I never actually got to produce, and some drafts that I made but also never released. But all of that is changing in this year, because I'm doubling down and trying to release at least 10 videos a month, which will also be focusing on long form, as well as trying to get to my 100,000 subscriber goal. And in my personal life, I've committed to running every single day for this year, so that will help me be more consistent, but also just connect with my body, which is very important. Speaking of important, hi, I'm Captain Awesome, this is Geekception, and hello 2025. This is my series where I quickly do a recap of the previous year, as well as tell you some of the things you should be expecting in the new year. And I have my trusty computer here with all of the stats and all of the everything I would need loaded up, so it's a lot more quicker and I can just speak to you in this very conversational way. So starting off, I would say, is a quick overview of 2024, and I had 1.3 million views, which was very nice considering that I hadn't even gotten as many videos, because I made, here it's saying 85 videos, but I actually made 87 videos last year, up from 44 videos in 2023, which is great. It means I'm releasing more, and even though I will get to that later, it felt like I could have released way more. Anyway, going to the next section, which is watched content. Well, no surprise here, it was a lot of Samsung, because I made so many Samsung videos last year. Lots of in-depth videos too, as well as, of course, the Ally content here, which is always the content that I enjoy making the most. And I did not make as much content as I would love to, I'll tell you, but definitely is some of the top content I made here. Next is just the schedule. How much videos did I release by the month? And I think when I started the year, it wasn't really like a lot, but I think as the year wore on, with a climax in about September, October was when I released the most videos, and from then on it's slowly trickled down to where I've not released a video in like 30 days now, and a part of me feels sick, like, oh my god, who even does that? Now, Geekception last year turned 10, so that was quite journey. I would never have imagined that I would come this far from when I started my channel just 10 years ago, or at least now 11 years ago, my god, where I just needed to share like my laptop I had bought. But it's nice, and I think one of the things I talked about last year when I was making my update video was how I've become more selective, and I think 2024 was when I even became more selective. So I remember, like, I got some offers to make like some videos or sponsors, or get a device for like a week or two. I turned down all of them, not some of them, not most of them, all of them, just to be able to focus on really making in-depth content that I enjoy making. So I think 2025 is just going to be more of the same. I also made some videos last year that I'm really proud of. I think one of it is like this Galaxy Z Flip 6 video. It did really badly when it came to the views, and it did not get as much eyeballs or whatever. I don't care. It was really cool. I recorded for like 5 days. If you are like a subscriber on the channel, you remember my 5-day reviews I used to make back then. So it was like bringing it back, but in a much more higher production value. I really enjoy making this video. Another video was, I think, the Coke Tech video, which is a sponsored video. So this video, for example, I got a sponsor who said, hey, we want to sponsor you for this power bank. It's this one here. We want to sponsor you for this. And I was like, man, I have no idea how to review a power bank, man. So I think it took me like a month of buying a power tester, learning about voltages and amps, and testing all the devices I had, all the cables I have, just to be able to understand how to make the video. And when I made that video, it took me like almost 2 months to make it, but I really enjoyed how it turned out. So yeah, that's also another video that I enjoyed making. And I think ultimately at the end of the day, for the channel, that's what it's about for me, right? It's about making things that actually matter. It's about, in this age of AI and trying to do everything faster and trying to do everything, quicker. And don't get me wrong, I have my AI tools. I'll get to that later in this video. But I think there's just a deep part of me that really appreciates, when I watch something that has had an inordinate amount of time poured into it because of just how much the person cares about it. And it's not just videos, right? It's about any product I use, whether it's my Apple devices, which is why I would have like an AirPods Max, which costs like, a house back in Nigeria, but it works well, right? Or any of the other things that I don't mind spending money on, because you can see when you use it, when you watch it, when you hear it, you can know how much was put into it. And I think for me last year, I really got to experiment on that. Now, speaking of experimentation, I think I went full on into long form, and I think 2023 was where I did a lot of TikToks. My TikTok went from like 5,000 to like 63,000 followers there. And ideally, everything in you will be telling you like, you have to monetize it. You have to, now become a TikToker, right? But short form just doesn't do it for me. I'm great at short form. I know how to make short form content, but creatively wise, it just doesn't. I cannot get out of bed to make like TikToks, So I think last year, and with this iPhone, why I've sold my iPhone 16 Pro video, or even any of the long form content I made last year, it was just nice to be able to have like a long period of time where I can talk. And sure, this one is a lot more rambly, and I'm not editing. I have some points on my laptop here, but I'm not sticking to it as probably I would on long form stuff like this. But I really got to experiment a lot with going in detail, with really going into things that other people would ideally not look at, because they'll think, oh, this video is too long. But no, it's not. And I remember, I think I made like a Pixel Pro 9 Pro video, which is like 29 minutes long, 28 minutes long here. So yeah, like this is a long ass video. And I remember when I finished the first edit, it was like 39 minutes. In fact, I cut it down to this video to make it 29 minutes, so it was even longer. And I think I recorded for like an hour plus. So yeah, I think I love it. I love it. I think I got to really hold nothing back and just give as much as I can. And sure, not everybody's gonna watch it or care about it, but to the one person, even if that one person is me who does, well, you know that I care about this stuff. So yeah, I really enjoyed the long form here. Now, since you're watching me and you care about all of this stuff as well, please let me know what are some of the kind of content you'd like to see. Of course, long form, of course, maybe that I've not explored yet on the channel. Please, I'm all ears, okay? So leave those comments down there for me. Moving on to finances, and last year was one of the best years, if not the best year I've had on YouTube, because I finally got regular sponsors, which I've not had since the beginning of this channel. Like, sure, I've had sponsors, but not regularly, and I've been running at a loss for I don't know how many years. Maybe 8 out of the 10 years I've been on YouTube has been like just pure losses. And everything I've bought, my cameras, my laptops, my lenses, lights, everything, have all cost me so much that even right now, with all the money I've made, maybe I've made like 20% of that back. So it's definitely taken a long time. But yeah, last year, 2024, I got Xiaomi twice as sponsors. First for the Redmi 13, not here on YouTube, actually, it was for Shorts, where I published, I think, on TikTok and on YouTube, but mostly TikTok and Instagram Reels was where the sponsor focus was. And then I think the next one is this one, which I did publish on YouTube, which is the Xiaomi 14T Pro camera test. Now this one, I really enjoyed making that video. I've made a video like this before, and I always told myself that whenever I get money to be able to make a proper video with proper cameras, I would make the best video I possibly can. And yeah, I'm proud of this one. I hired like a videographer, I had a producer for this one as well. So I was able to really just focus on getting this video like perfect, and I really loved it. I also doing a campaign with Samsung right now for the Galaxy Watch Ultra. It's in approval right now. You should be seeing that very, very soon. So I appreciate the support there when it does come out. So yeah, that is also like a nice thing. I've had Samsung as sponsors before, but it's nice for them to come back as well. And I think I had another one, which is the Mac back video. It's a case for the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. So it was nice to just get this out of nowhere, and it was a pleasure working with them, and I really enjoyed making this video as well. So financially, it was great. Now, AdSense wise as well, in 2024 was when I also made the most I've ever made on YouTube here, AdSense wise. And it's funny because I started the year demonetized because I had not uploaded in a while on YouTube, and I didn't know that once you drop below a certain number, whatever it is, they actually demonetize you. So they demonetized me. So the whole of last year, I made zero from YouTube, or zero at all. In fact, the whole of last year, I made zero. Well, not last year, 2024, I mean 2023. I made zero, right? So it was very interesting coming into 2024. And this singular video, the What's on My ROG Ally video, which I had made, I published on, I think, the December 28th of 2023. So it was like last few days of the year. I was already like, a whole year I didn't make any money at all the whole year. You can imagine that. So I had to depend on family, I had to depend on friends just to be able to come back to this YouTube thing. And then I made this video, and like within I think a week it had like 10,000 views. Within a month it had like 50,000 views, and that singular video got me all of the watch hours that I needed to monetize again. And yeah, as they say, from that point on, it was, I forgot the saying, but like, when you want to say, oh, from then on, then the rest is history or something like that, right? So yeah, the rest was history, and it's just been interesting to see how a video like this, which also sparked my long form revolution of not focusing on getting all the latest devices, not focusing on getting, all the pace of, trying to cover everything and try to be the first to do everything. No, as opposed to that, I think this video really taught me to just, take a pause, to know that, okay, when I have a device, I can just focus on it. I can focus on understanding it. I can focus on using it, because when I got the Ally, I didn't make a video for like 3 months, I think. I just played games, right? I mean, that's all I did. I just played games on it. I just used it. And I would take notes, right? I would write it down, whether physically or on my Notion page, and those notes eventually what became this video. And I had that idea for like 6 months, I think, before that video actually came out. And when I released that video, the reception was great, and it just taught me that you cannot rush these things, right? Like, it's either you have it and you can make it, or you can't. And for me, I'm still a one-person team, right? And I'll come to my AI tools very shortly, I know, but I'm still a one-man band, so it's not like as if I can do this faster, because it's just me, right? So I have to be extremely selective. And yeah, this video sparked it all. Now, I made some purchases this year that I think really, really went a long way for me. And thanks to finally having sponsors and finally having a consistent YouTube income, which is the first time in my life that I've had regular income from YouTube, that I can actually afford to pay myself now and not just, take everything and reinvest it back into the business. I made some purchases, and I think the first one was the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Now, when I bought this phone, it was very funny because, I got the Apple contact. I went to the Apple event and everything, and you would imagine this guy was super helpful when I was, making the purchase. You would imagine that I would be able to get a review device, and I also thought so as well, right? I'll be able to get a review device, but they didn't have a device for me. And I remember watching the keynote and having like, I think, 10 ideas of videos I wanted to make about the iPhone 16 Pro series. So I was like, hey, I have some money, I have videos I want to make, so I'm going to take money and put it where my mouth is and make those videos, right? So I went ahead and I bought initially the iPhone 16 Pro, but then I sold the iPhone 16 Pro because I realized very quickly that, number one, the battery life was not great, because I'm always taking photos, I'm always taking pictures, videos, all of that. The battery life wasn't great. And also, like, aesthetically, it just didn't feel different from my iPhone 13 that I had, because it was the same size physically. So it didn't really feel like a new phone. I think this one I would come to later realize. So because of that, I decided to sell my iPhone 16 Pro and buy the iPhone 16 Pro Max, which was when I went to the Apple store, which was when I, got the device and had to even pay even more money to be able to get the iPhone 16 Pro Max. But no regrets, right? I've enjoyed making those videos. I have much more videos on the way. And again, some of the content I've already shot, but I just haven't got time to get to, but we'll get to that. The next purchase I made is like right here. It's the 15-inch MacBook Pro M2. Now, why M2, not M3? Number one, it's really expensive. Number two, I don't have that kind of money to buy it new from the Apple store. So I went on Carousel, which is our secondhand market store here in Malaysia. I saw a great deal. Well, it took a while to get a great deal because I have also, even before I bought the iPhone, I've been thinking of buying a MacBook, because why buy a MacBook? I mean, I have that computer over here. I have this computer in the background, right, that has all of my stuff. But the problem with that computer in the background there that you see or don't see because it's out of focus is that it's always hooked to my monitor, right? It has all of my external hard drives and everything plugged in. And most times I associate it with like editing, right? So when I sit at that computer, that desk right there, I just want to edit videos. So I found it very difficult to like just write scripts, to like develop ideas. For example, when I'm heading out, I'm going to football or I'm going to an event or whatever, I found it very difficult to like bring it along because number one, it's the 16-inch model, right? M1 Max. It's like the maximum spec I could get at the time. But also it's heavy. I can't just put it in a bag and carry it along. So I needed something else, right? And I debated this for a long time because again, it costs money. Apple devices are not cheap. So when I found a great deal on Carousel for, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of storage, the unicorn configuration, apparently, because I couldn't find that combo anywhere, I just had to pull the trigger. And plus points, it was new. Like the guy who was selling it, I think he won it from like a company lucky draw or something. So he was selling it like for 30-40% lesser than the actual price. So luckily for me, I saw it, the listing, about an hour after the seller had posted it. So I immediately texted them. I met them within, I think, 3 hours. I had the laptop in my hand, which you can see here on the trade. And yeah, it's been great so far. I've really enjoyed it. I've really, most of the videos you will be seeing on the channel this entire year will probably be written on this laptop. And it's just a huge life hack, especially if you have ADHD like me and your brain just refuses to do things, even though it knows the importance. It just cannot do it right. You would really appreciate just having a separate device to be able to do things. The third purchase I made was this Viltrox 56mm lens, which was fantastic. It's my favorite focal length. I enjoy just putting this on my camera and going out to take photos on the street. And photography was one of the things that got me back into making YouTube videos again when I burnt out. So I really appreciate just having a nice lens, and I think I like this lens because it's very small and compact as well, so I can use it. And I did something I've not done for a long time, which is to make a lens review video, and I even got like a lens to review from this video I made. So yeah, it's great. Like I got to really explore just making different kinds of videos, and this is one of them, all from just that lens alone. And this video has definitely not made the same amount of money to actually cover buying the lens, but I don't think that was the point anyway. I think the point was just in getting something that I enjoy bringing with me out and just taking photos and just being able to creatively recharge. And the last purchase was perhaps not very necessary, and also second, was not made last year. It was made beginning of this year. But I noticed that my Kindle was dying, and I charged it, it wasn't charging and all of that. So I've been eyeing one of these very fancy e-readers for a long time, but I couldn't justify it because, hey, I have my Kindle, right? But thankfully, well, I say thankfully, but RIP, my Kindle died. So I decided that, hey, you know what? I'm just going to, buy this, which is the Boox Go Color 7. I just realized now that there is no actual color on the screen because I'm reading a manga, but it supports color and it's really nice. I read with it at night before bed. I take it out when I'm going. Instead of using my phone, I use this, and I've just rediscovered my love. And I think one of the reasons why the Kindle did not really work for me anymore, as opposed to when I first bought it, was because it's not configurable. So if you're not reading on Kindle, and that's pretty much it, it's very difficult to sideload like comics onto it or even manga. But this one, boom, I have manga, I have my Kindle because it runs Android. So I've shot the unboxing video. Let me know if you want to see like a video talk for me just talking about it, but I've really enjoyed using it so far in my, I think, a little over a week that I've been using it now. Now, last year, much like the year before, I didn't really attend a lot of events, and last year, yeah, I was extremely selective about the events I attended, but I think one of the major ones was the Apple store, physical store opening here in Malaysia, which was quite fun. Like, I really enjoyed attending that. It was, great to finally get an Apple invite, because Apple invites are like unicorns. Some people don't even think they exist, but I got one. I went there, I covered it. It was so much fun. It was very loud. It was it was great. It was great. And then I think the next event I went, notable event, was the Google event. And fun fact, my first Google event was, I think, like 13 years ago in Nigeria, no less, 14 years ago. So it was great to finally go to a Google event. And I've gone to several events that had Google in it, but not like a real Google event. So this was the first one that I had. It was great. I really enjoyed it. And maybe this year I would try to go to a little bit more events, though it's not really my focus. My focus, again, has always been on just making in-depth stuff, and sometimes events, or most times I feel events just get in the way of that. So we'll see, but yeah, I will try to go to a little bit more events this year. Okay, moving on to the AI tools I used last year. And again, because I am a one-man band here, I do everything myself. So because of that, I have to be smart about it, right? And I used a lot of AI tools last year to be able to help me in the process. And one of them was a custom GPT that I built called the Awesome Content Companion, where I took all of the knowledge I have about YouTube, all of the stuff I've seen from Reddit and everywhere, and I created like a custom GPT that helps me to like do all of the optimizations for titles and, what thumbnails to make and all of that, because that has become very important, at least on YouTube, for, people to actually see your video. But other than that, I also use Gling.AI. So Gling is basically a tool you put your videos in, and it will cut the video. So for example, I have this video to probably be about 45 minutes long when I put it in my timeline. Then it will cut it down, and it will just give me a file or an XML if you are exporting it to edit in your editor later. And from there on, I have a great start to my video already. So this one definitely worth the $15 I pay every month for it. It saves me like, I think, 2 days of work just being able to, like, especially because I've been making so much long form content now that if I had to manually go and edit that 1 hour video or 45-minute video first, that takes like easily 1 day or sometimes 2 days, right? So this saves so much time, and I cannot recommend it enough. Failed to launch. Now, there are some products I got last year that I've still not made a video about. Many of them are different stages of production. I think the first one is the Cracked Nitro Deck Plus controller for the Nintendo Switch. Now, this controller was one I wanted to buy myself, actually, and thankfully I got one from Cracked themselves, and I've been so excited. I shot a bunch of footage, but I got so busy with like all the sponsored stuff and all of the videos, and I think phone launches became really very much around that September-October period. So I just couldn't, I never, got back to making videos. But yeah, that video is still there. I still want to make it, especially now with the Switch 2 coming out. So maybe is it still worth it to buy accessories for the Switch 1? I don't know. If you have ideas, also let me know. I think that was the first product. The second one is the Ultra Human Ring Air, which is what I have on right now. And this one is, I've really enjoyed it, right? It's this ring that tracks everything, and I initially got it, and again, because I was so busy, I really couldn't make a video about it. But then in the, I think, past 2 months, I've really been diving deep into using it. I've been listening to all the analytics and everything, and I'm so excited about the video I'm going to make, actually, because now I've used it for about 6 months, so I understand when it synchronizes with my body, when it doesn't synchronize with my body. I also understand it as well. So I'm actually looking forward to making this video as well. If you have any particular questions about it, please let me know. I would love to know as well, right? And I think the last, is it the last video? No, not the last video I've not made. Oops. Is this lens, which is the Yongnuo YN50 Pro lens, which I got because of the Viltrox video that I made. Yongnuo got in touch and said, hey, you want to review our lens? I said yes. I got the lens. I shot a bunch of, in fact, I shot almost 90% of the footage. All that's needed for me now is just to sit down and script based on all the footage I have and all the comments I have, and then shoot the video. And I've not been able to do that for like 6 months now. So hopefully I'm able to get through that again in the first half of this year so I can clear it out. But yeah, this one is one I was really excited about because I really love photography and I love taking photos, and not from like a professional photographer standpoint. There was one time I was a photographer. It's not now. More of like, it's like, for a hobbyist like myself who likes taking photos and who likes just going out and taking photos of things. Yeah, I have so many thoughts about it, but yeah, I never got to it. And I think this is the most recent one, which is the ROG Phone 9 Pro, which I got just in December. I just literally yesterday wrote a script about this video, so I look forward to releasing that very soon. But yeah, this is another product that I got that has not seen the light of day. Now, in last year's update video, I was thinking of, making my own courses, thinking of releasing my own guides and stuff like that. I never really got to do that. And I think now, coming to the beginning of 2025, I don't even think I'm going to do that, primarily because, I don't know, I've just not had the time, right? But one thing I did do was I started developing a tool using AI to help with my research process. So what I usually do for video research is I get the product, I use it, so I have my own opinions, which is the most critical part first. But I also want to see what are the comments that people are asking, right? What are the top questions people are asking? What is the sentiment? What can I answer in my video, right? So I started, I built a command line terminal tool that I run in my terminal. Actually, I think I can actually show that. So it's like this tool that I use in my terminal where I'm able to actually like download the comments. So you can see I put like a video link here and it will actually download everything about the video. So it will download all the comments, the metadata, the transcript and everything. And I can then analyze that, right? This is for my own videos that I'm doing, right? So because of that, I decided that, hey, why not have a graphical user interface? So that sparked the light bulb in my moment in my head. So I made this, right? A tool where I can just put a video link and it will give me all of the information. It will give me the sentiment analysis. It will give me all of the comments as well, so I can see all the comments. And it's nice, right? If there's a reply, if I click on it to show the reply. There's also this sentiment analysis graph here, where if I click on questions, for example, it will show all of the questions from that video, which is super helpful for me when I'm doing research and I want to know all the questions from a video so that I can answer them in my own video if I want to make a video like that is in this niche as well. So I'm not just making videos from, hey, I think people like it. No, I'm making videos that people will actually be able to find useful. By people, I mean you, right? So yeah, I'm able to answer those questions, merge them with my opinions and make an actual useful video, right? So this is one tool and it's also nice, you click it, it also shows out like that. Yeah, that's been fun, and maybe I'm looking forward to releasing it this year. I'm very cautious about, I want to release it this year, but I really want to release it this year. Come on, man, Captain, come on. Let's release it this year, come on. All right, bookmark for next year, right? So hopefully I release it this year. Ooh, okay, this video is definitely getting so long. Well, if you're still here, I appreciate it. I appreciate that you're just chilling with me. Maybe you have this in your background. So I hope you're enjoying whatever it is you're doing. And if you have this as your main video, well, thank you so much. This means a lot to me. And entertainment-wise, last year I played a lot on my Ally with the Yakuza series of games. So I had played like a dragon initially and then realized that, whoa, this game is so nice. I want to play more of it. Then I realized that, oh shit, there is like an entire series of games from Yakuza 0, because I played like a dragon, which canonically is like the 12th or 13th game in the series. I don't know, I'm not sure. So yeah, I was like, what? There's like 12 games of awesome? I'm going to play that. So I played Yakuza 0, I played Yakuza 1, I played Yakuza 2, and now I'm on Yakuza 3, which is the 4th game in the series. So I've enjoyed playing that initially on the Ally when it was there at the beginning of the year, but eventually I played a lot on the Ally X as well. Lots of Hogwarts Legacy, lots of American Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator, eventually buying all the DLCs because I found Europe to be so much fun. Yeah, so entertainment wise, the Ally has definitely been a huge upgrade in just me enjoying gaming again. Well, what games did you play this year? What entertainment did you consume this year? It would be fun to also know any of that, so please let me know in the comments down below. And wrapping up the 2024, I would say I definitely did not make as much videos as I would like to. I have so many videos in the drafts, as you've seen before this. I have so many ideas also. I have so many things that I want to do that I don't even have enough time. And now I'm running every day in 2025, which leads into my theme of the year, I think, for this 2025, which is to be relentless, right? And I think I found that last year, 2024, there were many moments where I got knocked down and it was very easy for me to just stay knocked down for like a month, which meant many things just dominoed over. And to be fair to me, I wasn't, taking all the jobs and all the, overpacking myself with stuff. So definitely I could manage it. It was just, I was stuck in several things and I didn't even know that I was stuck until I was unstuck. Then I realized that, oh, damn, I've been stuck all along, right? So I think 2025 is just a year of being relentless, of being, I'm running every day now. Normally, I'm not a morning person. I don't do mornings at all. If you talk to me in the morning, everything you ask me will be no, because I don't even want to be there. But I've been waking up 7 a.m. for the past week now. I've been going to bed at what, like 10:30? Who even am I? Come on, who is this? I've been going to bed at 10:30. I've been working out and running. So normally when I do either activity, it wipes me out totally. But now I'm doing both. So most times I'm just useless throughout the day because my body is just exhausted. But I think even though I feel like that, even literally now, it took me like an hour to just sit down to like make this video, right? I just accepted that that's the price of entry, right? That's the price of to do whatever it is I want to do here, which is just to be able to be consistent on a very daily basis. It's not on a grand scale, 2025, whatever. No, just every single day is just, in the morning when I wake up, I run, I work out, I get back, I, start my tasks for the day, and I just do the best I can, right? I know I can do good work. I know I can make great videos, right? I just need to like just do it. So I think that's part of my theme for this year, in being relentless in just, releasing as much as I can, is in publishing as much as I can. It's in community. I have so many comments I've not replied to, and I love replying to comments. I love getting comments. And I've just not done that enough last year. So I want to change that this year as well, and just be a lot more present, with my wife, which you've made it this far, right? So I got married last year as well, which is great. With my wife, with my family at home in Nigeria, with myself, with my mental health, with my ADHD. So it's all of those things. And I'm so glad that you're here with me along for the journey, because I know maybe only 1% or even lesser of the people that actually watch my channel will watch this video, especially till this. And so I really, really want to say a huge shout out to you for watching, for really engaging. Maybe you don't even engage, maybe you just watch it silently and you wish me well without me ever knowing, you wish me bad without me ever knowing. I appreciate it. I'm in your head, and that's all that matters, right? I really appreciate it, and I hope 2025 is a great year for you as well. I hope you take care of yourself. I hope you get to do the things that you want to do, which has always been my struggle as someone with ADHD and on the spectrum as well. I really just hope that we have a great year. And like yesterday, I heard like one of my friends, who is one of the guys I look up to, passed away yesterday, and it really, really just devastated me. Of just it's a new year, there's so much hope for the year, and then boom, like suddenly, like this guy is not here anymore. I still cannot believe he's not here anymore. So I really just encourage you to not take life too seriously. Take it very seriously, but also realize that it's not that serious at the end of the day, and people move on, life moves on, and we just do the best we can every single day. And on that somber note, hopefully not so somber, optimistic, because we have the whole year ahead of us, is I wish you well. I look forward to seeing you in my comment section. You look forward to seeing me in your subscription box and on your YouTube homepage, because we're going to be algorithm kings right here. And most importantly, I hope you stay awesome, take care of yourself, and I'll catch you in the next one. This is Geekception. I'm your captain of awesome. Let's get it, let's go.